area, and such a critical and important project. So get behind it, rowers of the world.
So lightweight men's four. What's the lightweights about, Sarah? I think you can introduce us to that.
That's right. So much like the lightweight men's double scull, the average crew weight 70.7 kilos, 4 men, 1 oar each. Sweep rowing, as we've been talking about, sweep rowing versus sculling. Sculling, of course, is the discipline with 2 oars, sweep rowing with 1 oar. And we can see the start list here for this event: China, Great Britain, Switzerland, France, New Zealand and China.
Just thank you for a little tweet from Saul Garcia, who told us, of course, the Canadian men's quadruple coach is Howie Campbell, and you can follow him on Twitter, HHCampbell57. Thank you for that tweet, Saul. Do send your tweets into @worldrowing.com or @MarkCrossy or @SarahCook470, and we'll do our best to try and answer you. So we are now looking at the Chinese lightweight men's four, and it's very striking, really. China not perhaps had the most successful regatta, but certainly in this event Chinese have done extremely well. 2 of their crews will contest the final. So next to them in lane 2, there's the British. They've changed their crew since the Europeans. The 2 men to the left of your picture nearest the bows, Pete Chambers and Joel Casals, have come into that boat from the pair. Probably the race favourites, maybe, depending on who you talk to. Simon Neatman nearest to us from Switzerland. Behind him, well, the fastest man in the boat these days, Lucas Tramner. Used to be Mario Gear behind him, but these days it's Tramner that's bossing the boat. Here's the fastest crew from the semi-finals, the French. Fantastic performance, I thought, yesterday under pressure from New Zealand. Frank Solfoisi in the stroke seat closest to us, the man from Lyon. There in lane 2 by virtue of that second place behind France yesterday. The Kiwi 4, Curtis Rapley closest to us, James Lasher, Ali Bond and James Hunter furthest away. And then China 1, they'll be closest to us. Jinwei, Zheng Tao, Yu Chen Chang and Zhao Jingbin. And you can hear the starter give the call over, so we'll do our best to talk you through this race.
Well, the Swiss man in the bow seat just adjusting his oar as the alarm went for the start of that race, so he just half missed that first stroke, but a very fast start in lane 4 to the French. Certainly favourites in this event, as are the Kiwis, with 1 change on last year's crew.
Well, we can see the French are the fastest moving. You see the light blue graphic, 22, 23 speed, relatively kilometres per hour. As the rating, you'll see gradually that all the crews are above 40. They will come down to about 38, 39, but it's the French bows out in front in lane 4. Well, we've got a shot there of the French. Frank Solfoisi, of course, from that silver medal in the Europeans, behind the Danish crew who are not here. The French won't worry about that. French just missed out on the medal at last year's World Championships. And here it's payback time. So France out in front in second place. It looks like the crew at the top of your screen, the British, Bartley, Aldred, Chambers and Casals, but really it's very close to call at this moment, coming up to the 500-metre mark. So, just to check for you, France, it is New Zealand in second place, and then the first Chinese crew, that's the crew nearest to you, in third. But it's Britain we're looking at now.
We can see the British, Casals, Chambers, Aldrin, Bartley. Aldrin and Bartley were in the 2015 European Championships crew that placed 4th, so a seat change, 50% of the crew, see if they can get a better result, no doubt. But the Kiwis are in lane 5, they're currently in second, just over the British, and the Chinese in lane 6, sitting in about 4th position.
So this is the first Chinese crew. I think it's the quicker of the 2 Chinese crews. From the silver medal crew, second in the lightweight men's 4 in the Bled regatta, behind the Swiss, and coached of course by Wu Lu Ji. And row on the lake there just outside of Shanghai. So lane 6 is China, currently in, well, 3rd, 4th place.
And making a move now are the Kiwis. They're moving just up on the current leaders, France, but we see China 2, the other Chinese crew, Martin, over in lane 1.
Yeah, and it's very interesting. A lot of these men were in Amsterdam last year, but they were in sculling mode, so they had 2 blades rather than 1. So I'm not quite sure what's going on with Chinese rowing. There was Hartmut Buschbacher, the famous German, who was their chief coach, but they've kind of got rid of him, and now the Chinese are running the program as we come to the 1,000-metre mark, and it's the New Zealand crew that have taken the lead from the French. So that's a great second quarter from the Kiwis. As we look at the French, they're in silver medal position just there.
An incredible race unfolding for the Kiwis. James Hunter, Alistair Bond, James Lash and Curtis Rapley. I've spoken about Curtis before and what a fantastic job he does in the stroke seat there, leading that boat. Most notably though, the change from the World Championships last year is that Pete Taylor, the Olympic medalist, is in the lightweight men's double scull, missing out on the final here, but he's not rowing in this lightweight men's for this year. But it seems to be making no difference to their speed right now. They have their bow just in front of the Swiss, who've moved into second.
So we have in the white Filippi, it is New Zealand. They are under attack from this crew. The men in red from Switzerland, stroked, of course, by the man nearest to you, Simon Neatman. Behind him, Lucas Tramner, probably the strongest in the crew. Mario Gear with his cap behind him, and then the man in the bow, Simon Schurisch. The New Zealanders, though, seem to have answered that challenge. I think they've shown some fantastic flexibility in this 3rd quarter. They've really just taken the race to the other crews. They look very contained in the 2nd quarter, Sarah, but the New Zealanders, led by Curtis Rapley, and behind him James Lash from Avon Rowing Club, have really answered that surge by the Swiss, and I think they've got more in the tank, the Kiwis.
I really love the way that this Kiwi 4 rows. It was a disappointing result at the World Championship, I think, for them, after taking out, I think, just about all of the World Cups last year, and it looks like they're setting themselves up to try and do the same here over the Swiss. They have that beautiful long reach forward, and they just look really comfortable. I'd love to see them wind away here and see what they can do when they open that rate up.
So we're looking at the race leaders, the crew from New Zealand, coached by Dave Thompson, who's got quite a few crews under his belt here. Closest to us, Curtis Rapley from Taronga Rowing Club, James Lash behind him, Ali Bond, who is the brother of Hamish Bond, of course, watching back on Sky TV New Zealand. We wish you well, Hamish. And then, of course, James Hunter. Here's the Swiss, European champions just 3 weeks ago. And not surprisingly, you get Simon Schurisch in the bow seat, talk to his men and say, we need to do something to get back on the gold medal terms.
The Swiss also being coached by the new head coach of Swiss rowing, Ian Wright, the Kiwi. He coached the under-23 men's 8 from New Zealand, the dual world champions, and he combined the world champion lightweight men's pair and created a 4 around them. They're in second at the moment.
100 metres to go, and it's New Zealand who have taken the lead in this race from the 1,000-metre mark. They are going to take the gold medal. It's Switzerland in the silver medal position ahead of France. Switzerland in red, France the meat in the sandwich. There goes New Zealand across the line. They will take the gold medal. Switzerland takes silver. France take the bronze. Britain will be disappointed with 4th. Chinese, the first crew, take 5th place, and then at the top of your screen, the second Chinese boat will come in 6th. But what an amazing row as we see the 3-man James Lasher take his feet out the boat, just wave to his opposition, the man from Avon Rowing Club, and the Swiss acknowledge that. Mario Gear, he's the man with his feet in the water. I think they will be disappointed initially not to have won, as too will the French. Such a competitive event this, Sarah, that, you know, to win a medal is great, but well, New Zealand will be delighted with the pace they showed there. 5:57, 3:8. They take the gold medal. Switzerland in second and France in third.
Yeah, fresh off the plane, the Kiwis with their slightly new combination. 3 of the same men from last year's crew that had a lot of success on the World Cup circuit. Didn't manage to take out that World Championship that they were gunning for, but perhaps they're on track to do it again this year. They've certainly started well with a gold medal here. A very controlled race there from the Kiwis. An impressive performance.
I'm just wondering, the times aren't as quick relatively as they were in the first bit of the day. I'm wondering whether the wind has now come a bit cross rather than tailwind, so it's blowing towards us in the grandstand, which probably will have affected the New Zealanders' time. 5:57, 96% of the world's best time. And I think we are getting slower times because the conditions have changed. So if you're wondering why the time is as it is, that won't bother that man, James Hunt.